Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Corey Miller from Raw Hip Hop Heads. We have a special guest out of the West Coast, one of my favorite artists, somebody I look highly up to when it comes to lyricism, somebody out of Long Beach, California, one of the cities that I'm from. So definitely a legend in the hip-hop name, man, Mr. Crooked Eye. Crooked, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for that introduction. Appreciate that.
No doubt. You know, I always wanted to ask you, though, growing up listening to you, how did you get the name Crooked Eye, you know?
Man, that came from my older brother, man. He used to say I was crooked when I was young, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of stuck, you know. The I is, they used to call me Little Entriago. So my godfather gave me that name, and he was Italian. So that's where the I came from. It's not really a fancy story. You know, some people got a good story behind their name. It's just some nickname that kind of just stuck, you know what I mean, and I roll with it.
That's cool. That's a cool name, though. I always thought that was really unique. But I know recently, though, you changed it to King Crookie. Now, why did you go ahead and change the name, you know?
Well, you know what it is, bro? I live my life, you know, I try to evolve. I try to stay moving forward. You know what I mean? And it didn't have nothing to do with rap. It just had to do with the place that I'm in now and the space that I'm in life, period. You know, sometimes you got to recognize and let the universe know that you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's on a much deeper scale than just trying to say I'm the king of something. You know, I'm the king of myself. You know what I mean? And it's just a evolution, man. Another chapter in my journey, man. That's it, man.
That's cool. I thought that was a cool name change too. You know, I wanted to ask you, you know, the origins when you first got with Suge Knight and Death Row. Like, how did you even link up with them? Because I know when you linked up with them, you know, they were at their pinnacle of success. Everything was really big. I think they still had Tupac at that time. So how did you even link up with them in the first place? You know.
Well, you know, being from Long Beach, man, I used to hang around the studio. I got blessed actually as a kid, man, to be in the same lab with Snoop. You know what I'm saying? With the Dog Pound, Warren G, Nate Dogg, rest in peace, Trady, you know what I mean? Like, just the whole clique, you know, and it was just, I was associated with the Dog Pound, even though I wasn't from the Dog Pound, so I was always around. And one day, Lala, you know, Carmelo Anthony's wife, Lala, had a radio show in L.A., and they asked me to do a intro for it, where a little 16-bar rap, and I did it, and she played it on her show, and Michelle A. was with Suge at the time, and she heard it, so she told Suge, like, yo, I don't know who this dude is, but we need to holler at him. So Suge was locked up at the time. He had just got locked up for that Vegas incident, and then my homie Big C-Style, who's one of the founders of the Dog Pound, and Daz, they was like, oh, that's the homie. And they was like, we're going to go get him. So they came to my apartment. I was living on Linden. They came to my apartment, and boom, set up a meeting. Next thing you know, I'm in the penitentiary visiting Suge and discussing, you know, future record deals, man.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing right there. Now, when you were with Death Row, did you ever have the pleasure of working with Tupac?
Now, Tupac had already passed once I became officially on Death Row. But before then, I had the pleasure of being in studio sessions with him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, being affiliated with the Dog Pound, you know, when Daz was producing things on Pac's album, or Snoop was doing a verse or something like that, I had the opportunity to be in there and see the session and see the legends get busy. You know what I'm saying? So I wear that like a real stripe, because they got a saying, if you shake Frank Sinatra's hand, or you have shook Frank Sinatra's hand, you're a made man in the industry. And I feel that same way about Tupac. You know, if you shook Tupac's hand, that's something special. So I damn sure take that, you know what I mean, and run with it.
No doubt. That's a powerful answer right there, because, I mean, I look up to Tupac too, you know. And that kind of gets me to my next question. Like, who were you really listening to really influence you when you were growing up? Like who were your musical influences, you know?
Man, I just really absorbed all hip-hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just absorbed everything, but I was particularly in love with wordplay and people who had the complex rhyme schemes and the syllable flow. That right there kind of I was attracted to that. And I think I started modeling my style after people and that knew how to fall in different pockets on the beat, not just your average flow. You know what I'm saying? Like doing different things and using their vocals as another instrument. So, you know, everybody, dog. Like my older brother used to rap, so he used to play all the old school, everything old school. You know, so I was soaking that up at 9, 10 years old. You know, listening to Rakim, Cool G Rap, LL Cool J, BDP, you know, up to Ice-T, NWA, you know what I'm saying, Public Enemy, then up to Jay, Nas, Pac, Scarface, you know what I mean? Like, the list just goes on, man. I just love hip-hop to the fullest, and when I started getting into it, I wanted to be a full part of it no matter what. I wanted to, whatever it was, whatever hip-hop was, I wanted to be that.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. You know, back in the days when you were actually on death row, like, what would you say, you know, for the time that you were on death row, what was the most memorable experience, like, that you just think back to when you're like, man, you know, that shit was just amazing?
You know what? We got a few of those moments, but I think when we did the cover of Double XL, and it was me, Suge, Corrupt, Eastwood, and my own girl, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace. I think that right there was an incredible moment for me because not only were we getting the first cover of Double XL that I ever been on, you know what I'm saying, but the photo shoot was magical. It was just a lot of positive energy. Everybody had a good outlook on what we was about to do. And, you know, that's the last photo shoot, I believe, that Lisa Lopez ever done. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's just, I look back on that. We had a lot of fun that day, you know, and that's how I like to remember her.
Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing story right there. Dang. You know, I was gonna ask you because I know that when you were on death row, like I know you were close to Suge and everything. I recently heard Jerry Heller, and you know, a lot of people were hating on Suge, but I heard a Vlad interview where you were saying, you know, Suge was actually really, really cool with you and everything like that. A lot of people are saying, though, that, you know, what's going on with them right now is karma. I wanted to ask somebody who actually knew the man, like, do you feel like it's a form of karma, or do you feel like you should get out of this, or how do you feel about the whole situation, you know?
I mean, it's kind of, you know, I can't really speak on his karma like that. I mean, you know, nobody's perfect.
True.
You know what I mean? But he called me, actually. I had a conversation on the phone with him a couple of days before that whole incident went down at the movie set. And, you know, he just called me out of the blue. And the crazy part about it is that, you know, he told me, listen, man, I'm glad you with Eminem. Eminem is a lyricist. You know, I just want to congratulate you on that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, people don't see that side of Suge.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't see that side of Suge. But, you know, I've seen several sides of Suge where we used to, you know, when I was on death row, we go take a U-Haul to Toys R Us, buy over $20,000 worth of toys, and then go to the children's hospital and hand it out to the sick kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't see that. Nobody talks about that. And there, you know, there's always going to be two sides to every story. Now, you know, what happened over there was unfortunate because Terry Carter, every time I ever talked to him, he kept it 100 with me. He gave me business advice one time. So, you know, he definitely, that's a loss, you know, and I feel for his family. You know what I mean? Same thing with Bone. Every time I ever crossed paths with Bone, it was always good. The other guy who got hit by the car, you know, it was always good. So, you know, I've experienced cool shit from all three of those dudes, man. So I can't really, you know, speak on that. But, you know, hey, man, if he does manage to get out of it, you know, maybe it's time to just say, hey, man, just fade to black. You know what I'm saying? Just chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chill, you know. But I do feel for the family of Terry Carter, man, because, you know, it's hard losing a loved one. And just for me meeting that dude and talking to that dude and knowing that dude, he was a solid, good dude, man. It's an unfortunate event all the way around.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things that I thought was crazy too was like they want to give Suge a $25 million bail, and they're paying him as a monster and everything, and it's like he's not even getting a fair trial, So I thought that shit was crazy, man. But
yeah, you know that they're gonna give him a $25 million bail, but then they're gonna give that fool that just shot the dude in Oklahoma, and he thought that he was tasering him. He said he thought he was tasering him. He shot and killed the dude, the police officer dude. They give him a $25,000 bail and allow him to go to the Bahamas before the trial.
Oh, he went to the Bahamas too? Damn,
he went to the Bahamas with his family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the treatment is just unfair, but it is what it is, man. They're intimidated by a person like Suge that's going to speak his mind at all times, no matter where he's at. So, it's just crazy, man, but we'll see how this unfolds, man. Whatever it is, there's going to be a hellified movie about Suge Knight one day.
That's true. I was going to ask you about the Horseshoe Gang. How did you end up by putting that team together, and how did you put that group together? Like, did you find them, or like, what's the deal with the whole Horseshoe Gang?
Well, the Horseshoe Gang is my little brothers, man, and when we was young and shit, we used to move around a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we left Long Beach. We left Long Beach, and we was young and shit, and we used to move around a lot. And being the new kids on the block, you know how that go in different hoods.
Yeah.
So we used to just do shit. We hung with each other. Put it that way. You know what I mean? We real tight knit as brothers. So they was young, man. I used to teach them how to rap. Be like, yo, I used to write them like 8 bars a piece. Then I'd go out, because we was piss poor. So I'd go out, hustle, try to bring some money in, and I say, yo, when I get back, I want y'all to know all these lyrics. So when I get back, I would make them bust them 8 bars down. Wow. So that was when they was kids. They was 7, 8 years old. They just fell in love with it, just like I did, and, we took it from there. I mean, it's a family business now. You know what I mean? When we moved back to the city, it was like, yo, we got to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? We got to make this rap shit happen. So, they just got with the program, because in our house, it was rap or die, period.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I know you have the whole COB thing going. Like, what is your whole vision with that? And, like, where are you trying to take that to,
COB, man, basically, dog, I started that in 2004 when I left Death Row.
Okay.
It's been a long time, dog. It's been out of 10, 11 years, I started COB. And the vision behind it was we need to sit at a round table all together. You know what I'm saying? It don't need to be one head leader that's calling all the shots. It don't need to be one, king of everything sitting on the throne. It needs to be a group of us, trying to mastermind our way into, success. So we sitting at a round table. We're a circle of bosses. You know what I'm saying? And it was more so just a way of life and a clique more than it was, a record label or rap group. It wasn't really that. It was really, this is just something that we pledge into each other, that we all gonna be down with each other to achieve things we want to achieve, and it just turned into something way bigger.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I had a real special kind of deep question for you. Like, I know myself, and like a lot of artists out there kind of feel like, like this, trying to rap and trying to get your voice heard and trying to do things like that. Like, sometimes you feel like, man, I'm putting in all this work, I'm doing all this work, and this shit ain't working out. So some people just want to say fuck you, like I'm not even going to deal with it no more. But I heard I saw an interview with you and Sway, and you were like, you know what? I felt that way too, but I just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, what was it that made you say, you know what? It's like rap or die. Like, I'm gonna do this shit, and there's no other option.
Yeah, for real. That's just what you just said. That was what it is. I put so much time in it. I'm like, man, fuck a plan B. This has to work. And you know what kept my mind right was reading. Like, I remember leaving New York, like, man, I was on the plane like, man, fuck this shit, dog. I'm just tired of this shit. All these whack motherfuckers, on the air, all these politics to get your shit, push how it needs to be pushed. These record labels don't know what the fuck they talking about half the time. Just was frustrated. So I got on the plane and I bought this book. It was Russell Simmons. I think it was called Do You. And then there was another book called What Makes the Great Great by this kid named Dennis P. Kimbrough. I read both of them books on a flight, just chewed them up. Because, I had a 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
So I just read all them shit. And when I landed, I had whole new energy, a whole new outlook. I was like, yo, I can't stop. Because Russell said something very important in his book. He said, I'm not a genius. I just kept going 5 minutes after the last dude stopped.
Okay. It's powerful.
And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to stop. Fuck that. Grind and never give up. And that's what I came up with, Gang Up. G-A-N-G up. Grind and never give up. So that's what me and my consters say when we see each other, gang up. Because we ain't going to never give up.
Now, was this after the Death Row situation when you were just like, man, I'm tired of this rap shit, or was it before the Death Row situation,
This was after, man. The Death Row situation, it was a lot of ups and downs with that. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of ups and downs. We had a lot of fun. We spent a gang of money. But we weren't putting music out to the world like we wanted to as artists. And at the end of the day, that's what you really want to do. It's fun to be in fucking Maui at the Four Seasons, 7 niggas peeling out on Harleys, laughing, joking, riding, getting on Suge's yacht, with strippers and caterers and out in the water partying. All that shit was dope, man. But then you say to yourself, I want my music to be heard by the world, and people were trying to tie his hands behind his back. They didn't want to see him successful no more. So when he got out the pen, it was like hard. They was really setting up walls, obstacles for that man to make his label successful. They was really trying to block it on, power play as well. So it was just a hard thing, man, but yeah, Death Row wasn't as bad as people portrayed it to be. I mean, we had a lot of the shit that you think, whatever you think happened probably did, but I'm just saying on the other level, there were some good times too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. Now, did you have the chance to work with Dre, or was Dre already out by then too?
Dre was out by then.
Okay.
Dre was out by then. I came to Death Row in '99, right when M signed the Aftermath.
Oh, damn.
Right when M was pushing the Aftermath shit, I came to Death Row in '99. Young nigga, didn't know what to expect. Kept a pistol on me. They would laugh at me like, nigga, why you got that vest on right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, fuck y'all. I'm going to live through this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at that point, the shit was like wild and crazy, and Pac had recently passed, and, they were just saying, niggas in the hood, different hoods was just trying to, get your Death Row chain. That was a trophy. They can get that off you. That's a trophy. So, niggas had to be on alert. Shit like that. Yeah. But, that was that shit, man. That was whatever. It was a boot camp. Now when I walk through any record label office, they respect the fuck out of me because they know what I've been through. So, I use that as a stripe. I use that as I got my, 4-year degree in music business, you know what I'm saying? At Death Row at the camp. So it's all good.
Yeah, I feel you. Now, the whole thing with the Horseshoe Gang, what is your current vision for them right now? And also, do they have any new projects coming out?
Yeah, man. Like, the vision for them is I just want them to just be successful, whatever they feel is success, not what other people tell them is. Whatever they feel is successful, I want them to get to that point. Once I did that, my job is done. Because they doing all the work. They just did a mixtape monthly, where they did like a mixtape every single month on that piff. So for 12 months, they put out mixtapes. And that's basically like putting out an album every month. And they wasn't like some bullshit slapped together shit. It was some hard shit. And now, I got them on the road with me getting them in front of, sold out crowds. And it's like, I'm just trying to push them and let the world see that, you got guys out here who still respect the culture, the craft. They put in hard work, and they deserve to be recognized for that. You know what I mean? So, like I said before, dog, whatever in their mind is successful, I just want to take them there, and then I'm done. My job is done.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. You know, I have mad respect for you to even like go back to, you know, dudes from your neighborhoods and dudes that you actually grew up with and actually give them a chance, because a lot of times when people get on, it's like they forget about everybody else and they just focusing like, nigga, I'm on, like I don't know how y'all gonna be on. So I mean, mad respect for you doing that. You know?
Yeah, you know how niggas are. Niggas be they get over the fence, and instead of coming back and reaching over the fence and pulling their next man up, pulling their brother up, they throwing the chicken bones and the turkey bones and the steak T-bones over the fence and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
throwing
real.
the empty champagne bottles over the fence. Niggas just standing over there like, damn, they living it up in there while we are here left stranded. We got that saying, no man left behind. Straight up.
Yeah. And that's the reason too why a lot of times when they go back to their neighborhood, you know, they gotta have the fear about being jacked or being killed or something bad happening to them because they didn't treat their people right, you know. So.
Oh yeah. You know that.
That just goes with that. Hey, Cricket, one time I saw another interview. Like I said, man, like you really are one of my top artists. I wasn't just bullshit. So I know a lot of your you know, a lot of your interviews. Yeah, no doubt. You know, I wanted to ask you though, do you still write down your dreams and turn them into rhymes?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I just had one the other night.
Okay.
I had one the other night, man. I had some kind of, it was crazy. I just kept saying Munity, and I was like, what the fuck is Munity? Yeah. I was dreaming though. I was like, Unity, and it was like unity through music, unity. So I was like, is this worth me dabbling with? You know what I'm saying? Because some shit is just way out dream shit, and then some shit is just like you get 8 bars in your mind. You wake up, you're like, yo, let me write these 8 bars down that I just had a dream about, so I don't forget them. But I think that all comes from my respect for ideas. Over the years, that I've learned that ideas are some of the most important things in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on every level. So for me to lose an idea is for me to probably lose, you know, something that I could have used to impact the world. So I just like to capture all my ideas, no matter what they are.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Well, when I heard you say that, I was like, man, like that's amazing. Like honestly, you made me start doing that. Like, okay, let me see what I can dream of.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Damn. Hey, but I was gonna ask you, you know, with you being from Long Beach and with you continuing the legacy of Long Beach and the hip hop community and still holding that plateau for Long Beach, do you ever feel pressure because like the city is kind of on your back or on your shoulders, or not really?
No, I don't, man, because you know I was fortunate enough to come up with all the people who helped build Long Beach hip hop. You know what I mean? And I understand that I'm just one dude. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna represent tough, no matter where I'm at, you know, and push that Long Beach line real tough throughout the industry too, because sometimes the industry want to say, you know, dudes from Long Beach ain't got lyrics. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So we got to push that too. So, but, you know, I came up with, I was fortunate, man. Like I said, you know, coming up with people from TFA, the Long Beach clique of rappers that's like the OGs of OGs when it comes to hip hop out there, you know, Rest in Peace Radio, my dude like Popeye and Double Z, and these dudes from TFA to the, you know, I remember when Trey D first got out, fresh out, me and him used to record music and stuff, and we did shows when he was fresh out before he even got on the Dog Pound and the Dog Pound themselves, and you know what I mean? Like, just being in that mix is just a blessing, man, and the city is on all of our shoulders, man. It's on all of our shoulders, and we can take that shit to another level, but it's going to take some unity. Now, I've tried several times and called together meetings with whoever was pushing the line at the time. I remember I did one over there by Wilson High School. I had a meeting, and, you know, I had the Dynamics Technique, you know what I'm saying, Pat-10, all them over there. I had E. White, you know, Hobo. I had all, you know, the Long Beach kids that was really moving at that time, and we were trying to plan a way to bring Long Beach up. You know what I'm saying? So now I still have that mentality. I still have them plans. I'm just going out and gaining more power. So when I do step back to the city. I got something to offer, you know what I mean, to the next man coming up.
Do you feel like it might kind of hinder the city? I mean, because like I said, that's one of my cities. I grew up in group homes and stuff like that, right behind Cabrillo High School. So I mean, I definitely did live down there. But you know, the thing about Long Beach, man, is a lot of gang activity. You know,
right.
So with a lot of gang activity comes not so much unity. So I mean,
right.
Do you feel like that's kind of hindering the city a little bit?
Well, I think it did at some point, and sometimes it might, you know, because you got people in every city, you know, who they don't got nothing to lose and they don't care about your vision. So, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes when you got voices in the crowd saying shit that's negative toward what you're trying to put together, you know. So that's definitely true. But on the other hand, you got, you know, when Snoop did the East Siders and you had D from the Insane and you had Goldie from 20s, it kind of bridged the gap between a lot of people. And it said, hey, you can work with other people even if they're not from your hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's a strange thing, but the gang mentality, period, in California, I believe, has held us back somewhat when it comes to the music industry. Because it's just period. Like, I've seen dudes say, I'm not doing a song with him, man, because he's from the West Side. Nigga, I'm an East Sider. I've seen that. And it's like, why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop unifies. Hip-hop doesn't divide. Hip-hop unifies all people, cultures, races, everything. But it's a fight that we got to fight, you know, and those who are wise enough to understand that it's a good thing to click up with other people, they'll prosper. And those who feel like it's not, unfortunately, they won't get too far.
That's true. But you know, the thing about it, though, is because of your status and because who you are as an artist, especially right now, you know, what you do in the whole Slaughterhouse and you working with M, like, I feel like you have that. If anybody has that power, I know Snoop did, but I feel like you're kind of closer to the younger generation. Like, I would say if anybody has that power, you have that power, you know? So, I mean.
Well, I definitely want to exercise it. I mean, you know, that's the reason why I did the One Shot TV show that's coming out this year. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm for my city all day. That's first and foremost. But I'm for hip-hop across the board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to see as many people get their shot as I can see, as I can help make happen. Like, so that's why we started that. Now, starting that, I know I'll be able to come back to Long Beach. Once that shit hit the TV airwaves, that shit's gonna be crazy. It's gonna change hip hop. And once we change hip hop, now when I go back to my city, my voice has more weight than it does even now, fucking with M and being with Slaughterhouse. They will listen now, but they're going to really listen when they see the results of people who are fucking with what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to say, oh, yeah, shit, okay, yeah. I got to go get down with that. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to make a couple chess moves, and then I'm going to come back to the city and try to uplift as much as possible.
Wow, that's true. You know, I wanted to ask you, speaking of Slaughterhouse and everything like that, like how did the whole Slaughterhouse thing come together, and how did you even get on Slaughterhouse? Like how did that even form, you know?
Well, the thing was, all four of us was doing damage on the internet. I had the weeklies, you know, the Hip Hop Weekly series where I was putting out new material once a week. And each other of the other members, they had something they were doing that was getting attention on the internet. So the internet was becoming ours. Like we were down there, as far as rap goes, we kind of owned the internet.
Yeah.
So after that, Joe Button, he had a project. He wanted Royce on. It was funny too because him and Royce were fucking beefing a little bit. It was a small beef, but they was throwing shots at each other on mixtapes and shit. So they decided, you know what, fuck that shit. Let's unite. Get on this song with me. All right, let's do it. Then they pulled Joel in, and then Joe wanted somebody from the West Coast, so he hit Nino Bless. He was like, man, you know Crook? And Nino's like, yeah, I know Crook. He's like, hey, man, hit him up. So Nino hit me, boom, boom, bam. We did the song. The song shut down the internet. And we just turned around like, God damn. Like, that was the biggest response for a song, for all of us. Yeah. We was like, okay, let's do another one. So we did another one. I flew to New York, though, this time, and we did it all together and filmed it. After that, it's like the people formed the group. The people wanted more music from us four. So it's like the fans made Slaughterhouse. We didn't have no intentions on being a group.
Wow.
The fans just forced us to be a group.
Wow. That's amazing, because I know a lot of people, myself included, were wondering how the Slaughterhouse thing kind of did come together. So, I mean, you're saying that the fans actually did that is, like, actually powerful, you know? So,
yeah, and I let you know the power of the fans. We were just making a song. The song killed everything. We made another one. That one killed everything. It's like, yo, and the fans like, y'all need to do a whole album. We like, you know what? They right.
Yeah. Would you say doing the Slaughterhouse thing has been one of the best moves for you, or no?
Yeah, definitely, because you know, we opened each other to each other's fan base. You know what I mean? Where a person in Long Beach might not have never listened to Royce the 5'9", now they will.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we opened doors for each other with that move. And then just on some other stuff, like we symbolize unity, you know, and I'm big on unity, man. I'm not about that division shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on unifying, you know, people. So the pure fact that we exist as a group is unity. You know, you can't talk about East Coast, West Coast with us because we have niggas from the East and the West in the group. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got the Midwest represented. You know what I mean? So it's like just us coming together symbolizes unity in hip hop, and it was it still is a great thing, man. You know, I talk to them dudes all the time, and you know, we catch up with each other and we shoot the shit, and you know, it was four dudes that never really barely knew each other that became brothers.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, you know, Crook, because this is a recorded right here, like I can kind of mess with it. I was gonna ask you, do you want to take a break or anything right now, or are you good?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just out here. I'm in Denver, dog. We on our 21st show, I think.
Wow.
22nd show. Yeah. Out here, man. It ain't Cali boy weather, I tell you that, man. You know.
That's real.
We out here chilling though. It's all good.
Dang. And you know, I was gonna ask you that too. How did the whole tour with you and Rich and everything come together? Like, how did that form?
Well, me and Rich have a booking agent, a tour booking agent in common that he uses sometimes and that I use sometimes. So the booking agent contacted both of us like, yo, when do y'all think about doing the tour together? And I was already like, yo, I fuck with Rich. So it's like, let's do it, you know? And it was vice versa, you know? And then, you know, anytime, you know, Strange Music with Tech-9, they have different markets that are so independent in a way and off the grid from the mainstream. I want to get in those markets. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they got markets, dog, that they're the only rap label that performs in that market. Nobody else don't even touch that market. And that's how they built their empire. They built their empire going where all the other rappers didn't want to go.
Wow.
So I wanted some of that. I want some of that action right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Damn. I didn't even know that yet, because I was always wondering, like, how did Strange Music get that big independently without a record label? So you said that they touched you guys are actually touching a lot of markets that no other rappers are actually touching?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it might be a small city that it's like none of these mainstream artists are going to ever go to ever. Tech pull in, he'll put 2,000 people in the building and make 25,000 off his merch.
Damn. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else, and he's the king of that. So now what he's done over the years, he's done it for over a decade. So now what he's done is he's created a whole Strange Music market where he can just go through every time, sold out shows, killing with the merch. So a lot of these labels, what they're doing now, they're saying, we got to get our artists on Tech-9 tour. Yeah. Because they're trying to get the artists to gain some of those fans that he's created. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely the independent king, man. I salute Tech. I've been knowing him before he was on Strange Music. So, you know, I definitely salute what he's put together.
Dang. You know, I was going to ask you, and a lot of people have been asking me in my group and damn near everywhere, man. They've been asking me, like, the album Glass House with you know, with you and the rest of Slaughterhouse, is that coming out this year, or what's the deal with that, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely coming out this year, man. Glass House is coming out this year. I know there's been a delay, you know, on certain stuff. We've all been super busy, you know. Royce had to drop the Prime, you know what I mean? I went and started the TV show. You know, Joe doing what like everybody doing something, you know, Joel dropped some shit, so it's like, you know, we just was busy, but now it's time to click up, and it's time to be, you know, let niggas know the house gang is here. We recorded some real dope-ass music. Like I said, it's executive produced by Eminem and Just Blaze. So we brought Just Blaze in because Just Blaze is, you cut him, he gonna bleed hip hop straight up. It's gonna be samples, boom bap drums, like it's gonna be way, you know what I mean, on a whole nother level. So, you know, brought him in and he just took everything to the next level, you know what I'm saying? So I think people will be very, very satisfied with this album. I think this album is gonna crack them over the head, dog. I can't wait till it drops.
Wow, damn. And now do you know when it's gonna drop?
Yeah, man, we got an idea, but if it gets out there, the label gonna call me like, man, Krug, why you telling people dates? If there's any problems and it don't come on that date, they're gonna be mad at us. And you know, they had a campaign on Twitter called Free Slaughterhouse. You know what I'm saying? They thought Shady Records had us locked in a cage or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's all good, but it's coming though for sure. Like, we are in the process of being released, you know, releasing the project. It's definitely coming this year, man, and we're excited about it because the shit is real dope and it's us. It's not nobody else. It's what we wanted to put out.
Wow. Now, do you think that this is going to be the most impactful Slaughterhouse album out of all of them?
Yep.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, because I think the first one was the most so far. But right now, this one right here, this one is going to be the most impactful Slaughterhouse album. And I'll put that on the record. And ain't no promotion in me. Like, a lot of rappers, when they promote an album, they say, this is our best album ever. It's like, all right, nigga, you got to say that shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep it 100. This is the best album. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Straight up.
That's crazy. Now is Eminem going to be on this project, or can you release that, or not?
Yeah, Emma fall in. See, man, he really believes in us.
Okay.
And he puts in a lot of work when it comes to Slaughterhouse. Like, behind the scenes, he's fighting for everything for us, man. You know what I mean? And I respect him for that. So yeah, you know, he'll land on a few tracks or whatever, and you know, do what he do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, knock something out the park.
Yeah. Dang, that's cool. You know, ever since Cassidy did the whole battle rapping thing with Disaster, I know a lot of people have probably been asking you this, and I kind of want to know myself because, like I said, you are one of my favorite artists. Like, would you ever? Cause I know lyrically you can, but I don't know if you would ever do it. Would you ever get into the battle rap thing?
Yeah, if they had the right check. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm just in it for the money, but it's not nothing that it don't interest me to battle. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But if I could buy moms a new crib, then I'm interested.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, I heard a lot of the guys like Disaster and a few of the other guys saying, like, you know, with all these mainstream artists getting in and they want this big sum of money, they were saying that it's not fair and it's not really fair that you guys should get $1 million and we only get or however much they're getting. I mean, how do you feel about that? You know,
I think it's all fair. There's no harm, no foul. I mean, you know, what they got to understand is, yes, you guys built the culture back up, and nobody is disputing that. But if I got a major deal and I could say put Eminem in the crowd, that's more valuable. That is very valuable to the investors or whoever's putting the money up. It's no shots at the actual battle rappers. No shots at them. It's just all strictly business. If we putting this on pay-per-view, and they know I'm coming in the door with Marshall, more people are going to watch it.
It's true.
So I should get a piece of that action right there. Why should I get a small piece when I'm bringing so much to the table? Now, like I said, you guys built it. No shots. I'm a fan. All good. But if I'm bringing the power of shitty records into the ring with me, I got to get paid for that power.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because guess what? They going to get paid. The people who invest and the pay-per-view people and all, they going to all get paid. You know what I'm saying? They going to all get paid. Like, I could be a fool if I want to and charge something that, you know, the average battle rapper would charge. Yeah. I could be a fool like that if I want to, knowing that I'm about to make all these investors all this money. Nah, we getting some of that money. And I think the battle rappers ain't looking at it like that. They looking at it like, yo, we built this culture back up. We got it popping. Well, you know what? Total Slaughter helped open a lot of doors for a lot of battle rappers on a platform that was bigger than big. And, you know, we didn't really try to take off on that. We just wanted to open the doors. You know, now BET want to have battle rap on the BET Hip Hop Awards, and now all these other things are happening. And I'm not saying that we are a direct cause of that. But what I'm saying is we put battle rap on pay-per-view and Fuse TV, and we shut down pay-per-view. The pay-per-view went down for a minute because too many people was ordering it.
Damn.
So we put battle rappers on a big plateau, you know what I'm saying, to try to make the culture go forward. We're not trying to take it backwards. We're trying to help the culture go forward. You know, I'm not particularly interested in it, in battling myself. You know what I'm saying? It don't really interest me. You know, I mean, if they want to get on a beat, any battle rapper alive want to get on a beat with me, and he get 24, I get 24, let's go. That's just what it is. But as far as going in there, and because I be thinking corny niggas be winning. And it's like, I don't even want to participate in something where corny niggas win.
Yeah, that's real. Now, your opinion with the whole Disaster Cassidy thing, do you feel like Cassidy should have won that?
I feel like when we was first at, because I went to the battle, I feel like when we was first at the first venue, I feel like Disaster had it. And then when all the melee or whatever happened, and they had to go and redo it to the second one, I feel like Cassidy kicked in and he won that. And Disaster is one of my favorite battle rappers. So, you know, I just feel like that second time around, Cassidy adjusted his game. And, you know, I think visually, you know, he won that. Now, when you look at, if it was on paper, I might feel different. If I was just reading the paper of the rhymes, I could feel different. But sometimes it's not about how potent your punchlines are if you're not delivering them for real. And if you don't look like I could believe you. You know what I'm saying? So it was an iffy situation, man. I'm very surprised at that battle though, because Disaster was not himself in that second battle.
Wow. Yeah, that's true, because I know a lot of people were saying, you know, Cassidy should have never won that, or I know Disaster was saying that he doesn't feel that Cassidy should have won that, but I agree with you. Like in that second battle, he definitely did seem kind of off. He just wasn't he wasn't really saying nothing with passion or conviction.
Yeah,
I didn't feel
exactly. It felt, I was like, what? I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was going on, man, because of like, and I like Arsenal. Like Arsenal, you know, he gonna do him no matter what environment he in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like Arsenal. I want to see Arsenal and Mook. That's who I want to see right now. You know what I mean? Because I want to see Arsenal and Mook. I don't know if Mook gonna do it, but I definitely want to see Arsenal and Mook, man. I mean, Arsenal was on the balcony with us. We was on the Cassidy Disaster battle. We had like about 20 niggas from Long Beach on the balcony. And Arsenal was up there with us. He was throwing shots at Cassidy from the balcony. he was rhyming. He was like trying to get his attention. Like, nigga, I want to destroy you right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know, you know, he got that aggression right now, that passion right now. But I salute Cassidy, man. He came into the Lions Den as a rapper who hadn't been battling for a long time, and he stood up. Yeah. I gotta salute him for that, you know.
That's true. It's just kind of crazy how, like, when I hear some of these battle rappers saying, you know, when these big time artists get in, they're kind of killing the culture and they're kind of just trying to monetize off the culture. But it's kind of, I don't know, like I kind of think if you have the lyrics and you have the skill, then why not do it? But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, well, it's part of hip hop.
Yeah.
Like y'all, like they didn't invent that will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't never seen 8 Mile. Eminem was battling. You know what I'm saying? Like Karis, all them niggas from back in the days was battling. So you didn't invent that will, my dude. You know what I'm saying? You helped it rebirth. Really, you know, people like Loaded Lux and Jay Mills, you know, they helped rebirth it. But y'all didn't invent that. That will have been around forever. So if you say that all these big time dudes are just messing up the culture, if anything, we bring in more attention to the culture.
Yeah, true. It's true. You know, Crooked, I was going to ask you too, and this is like one of my last questions. What do you want? You know, when you look 20, 30 years in the future, or 20 years or 30 years in the future, like, what do you want your legacy to be? You know?
Man, you know, lyricism. You know, I want to be able to say that. I help more people come up. You know what I mean? Like, it is a lot of rappers who are on that. They're not helping anybody. They're not helping the next man, you know? So I want to definitely be able to have that in my legacy. And I want to be dissected. Like, dissect my flow. Don't skim through it, like Jay said, you know? Don't skim through it. Dissect my flow and see that the shit is very technical. It's thought-provoking. It's not just, you know, lines go over people's heads and whatever, but it's like, yo, you know what? I took my time to try to perfect my craft when I gave the world this music. I want people to understand that. And just to understand, you know, regular niggas is on the rise, man. I'm just a regular nigga, man. Regular niggas unite. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make it for niggas that's regular.
That's real. You know what you're saying now, like one of the that you want to be known for lyrics. Like, the question just kind of popped into my head that I don't even have. I didn't even prepare it. One of the questions that I was thinking is, with you being from Long Beach and you taking that lyrical approach, what made you want to do that instead of just some gangster shit, you know?
Hey, you know what's so funny? All the homies, it was funny too, because I got some OG homies that's gang banged out, period. Ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. And they used to look at me like, what is this little nigga talking about?
Damn, yeah, that's real.
They'd be like, this little nigga talking about. But then they would see the reaction and be like, this little nigga hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was totally different. It wasn't like, you know, the simple cadence. I'm chilling, you know, riding around in the Impala, trying to clock me another $1. Like, it wasn't that, you know what I mean? And that's what the OGs was fucking with, you know? So when I come in that motherfucker on some, I'm more shocking than dropping the boombox in bathwater. Niggas was like, what is he? This little nigga? You know what I'm saying? But then they start seeing the reactions. They see the record companies will come in and there be 20 niggas from the city rapping. And then when I do my thing, the label will step to the OGs like, hey, that little nigga right there is hard. Like, then they be like, oh, okay. You know, and then they start listening closer and trying to get all the punchlines and metaphors. Oh, I know what you're talking about, cuz. That's how it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it was a challenge, bro. It was a challenge. Niggas was looking at me like, nigga, what? Nigga, you talking a whole nother language with you, bro.
Yeah. Damn. But you know what influenced? So basically, what influenced you to do that? You just wanted to be different.
I just know I wanted to be the best because, like I said, we grew up below the poverty line, my nigga. We have no electricity sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is motherfucking niggas. I know how to turn on your electricity right now if your bill get cut off because we was below the poverty line, nigga. Like, it was to the point where it was like, yo, I have to rap better than everybody in the world to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get my mama out of this situation. I have to be the best ever, damn near. So it was just like studying, like, the other stuff became too easy. All the other little flows was like, okay, that's too easy. I'm not going to get out of this situation with no easy-ass flow. I need to be the best. When somebody say, who can rap the best, they need to mention my name. And that's why I went so hard on that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get out of that situation.
Wow.
And,
that makes sense.
yeah, it was funny, though. It was funny to see them OG niggas was like, man, what the hell is this little nigga talking about, dog?
Yeah. That's just crazy. But it works, though, you know? I mean, like, it worked, and you're one of the most regarded lyricists, not just in the West Coast, but throughout all of hip-hop, you know? So that's powerful.
I definitely appreciate that, man. And, you know, I get respect from my peers, man, and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like that. It's always dope, my nigga, when you got a poster on the wall of a nigga when you growing up and shit, and then you meet that nigga and he say, hey, man, nigga, you got some fly-ass rhymes. You know, that's always dope, man. So, yeah, I guess I definitely gotta be thankful for that.
Yeah, that's real. You know, my very, very last question is, do you have any new projects coming out yourself, and did you want to shout out any social media?
Yes, sir, man. I got a project with Static Selector. If I can ever get in the goddamn studio on this road, I've been working on it while I've been on the road, man. I'm probably about 8 good ideas in. Static Selector, man. It's called Static Kings. You know, he's real big out east with everything he does. He's also, he keeps the raw hip-hop essence with his beats. And I wanted to go and do a project just over some different shit from what I'm always doing on the West. So, you know, that we putting that together. And, of course, the Slaughterhouse shit. And then, you know, the one-shot show, man. Like, one-shot show basically is like a hip-hop American Idol. You know what I mean? So we going like 10 or 12 cities looking for the next rap star. The winner gets $100,000 in his pocket, and he gets a deal to put out an album and some videos and promos and all that. You know, I got Sway hosting it every city, and then when we go into different cities and different regions, we get celebrity guest judges. We filmed about 4 episodes so far. The Chicago episode, we had Twista and Tech Nine as celebrity judges, and we had 5,000 contestants show up in the snow, stood outside in the snow. We made the news. And then in Atlanta, we had T.I. and DJ Drama, celebrity guest judges. You know what I'm saying? And we had an amazing show out there, too. So when I get off tour in June, we're going to finish filming it, and then we're going to air it. And I know it's going to change hip-hop because I've seen these artists that are coming up that have never had a shot. They're amazing. It's amazing artists out here. You know what I'm saying? And all of them need their shot. So you can't help everybody, but you can help as many people as you can. And this fucking one-shot show is about to go berserk. And we're bringing it to L.A. So when we get to the L.A., you know, I'm going to have Game as one of the celebrity guest judges, and I'm trying to get a couple more. But, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. These people are they're really inspired by it. They're networking in the line, just standing in the line for hours with rappers they never even met from their same city. They networking with them. So we're creating a different environment for hip-hop. And it's going to be out this year, man. So that's one of my main things, man. For anybody listening, check out the One Shot Show. You can go to oneshot.tv. And you can see some of the contestants and see some of the stuff we've been doing so far.
Okay, cool. And you know, for the celebrity judge for LA, you think you could get Kendrick?
Well, I think Kendrick, man. I think my agent that I have for the show, I think they reached out to Kendrick, actually. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe they reached out to him, and he's not going to be available on that day. I think he's going to be doing something overseas that day, I think. But, yeah, that would have been great. I mean, you know, if I could have got Game and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? That would have been crazy, man. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, what Kendrick is doing is amazing right now with this new project.
Yeah.
And, you know, just having the balls to be in the mainstream and say some real shit. That's what I salute.
That's real. That's real. Have you reached out to Snoop yet?
Yeah, I reached out to Dog, man. He same thing with Dog. He was like, yo, man, I mean, I talked to yeah, he wasn't available, dog. So my thing is, but at the same time, though, you know, it's going on a major network.
Okay.
So the artist will have major exposure. Whoever participates, they will have major exposure. They'll be in over 90 million households. So, yeah, so this is going to be a platform to where win, lose, or draw. And this is what I tell all the artists that participate. Win, lose, or draw. When that shit come on TV, have your mixtape links ready on Twitter, have everything, because a lot of people are going to be watching you. And you might not win the whole shit, but you might gain a hella amount of fans that say, yo, you know what? He should have won. Fuck that. I like him. And then, you know, go to your Twitter, go to your Instagram, go to your Facebook, and try to, you know, discover more about that particular artist. So, you know, it's a win-win situation all around.
Yeah. Hey, Crook, you know, I was thinking, like, with this whole thing, I really do love the idea, but I was thinking, like, when you have to judge that many people, what are you judging on? Like, that says, okay, I'm going to pick this one guy out of thousands of people. Like, how do you judge that, you know?
It's very hard, man, because it's a lot of talent. It's a very hard thing, and that's why, you know, it's myself. Like, we have preliminary judges who are hip-hop veterans who might go through the first 1,000 people and send us 50 people. Now, out of the 50, it'll be myself, King Tech from the Wake Up Show, you know what I'm saying, and Mike Smith, the guy who owns the label that's putting up the deal. We will sit there and look at those 50 that made it through. Okay. And, you know, we'll judge on, like, personality, charisma, bars, you know, clarity of voice, stage presence. You know what I'm saying? We're going to judge on all that. You know what I mean? And we're going to put a star. You can get up there, we're going to put a star by you. So after that 50, we narrow it down to 6 in that city. And then we take that 6 into a studio and we give them a beat to make up a song to. So they make the song up, and then they come in front of a live studio audience, you know, later the next day. And they do their song with their hook, live performance, not no battle rap shit. Live songwriting performance. Sway hosts it. Yo, I got such and such. Come to the stage. He comes to the stage with his song in front of a live audience, and he gets busy in front of the celebrity guest judges. I wanted to make sure it was a songwriting competition because even battle rappers need to write songs.
Yeah. True. That's real talk. All right, Crooked. Well, you know what? I thank you for your time. This was an excellent, very informative interview. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for everything, bro.
Hey, man. I appreciate you, man, and thanks for having me. All right, man. Shit, y'all can get at me on Twitter at Crooked in Triago. Get at me on Instagram, King Crooked, KXNG Crooked, and I'll holler back.
That's what's up. Thank you.
All right, bro.
All right.